We take off in West Africa, where Nigeria's opposition Labour Party candidate in the Imo State off-cycle election has accused the nation's electoral umpire of putting a hurdle in their road to seeking justice in the law court over who is the real winner of the election. The governorship candidate, who demonstrated at the INEC headquarters, expressed dissatisfaction that since 2 weeks ago the election was held, the electoral umpire has refused to make available certified true copy of the election result, even with the letters they have written. Marvelous Obomanu tells us more.
It's the second time an aggrieved political party will be protesting at the INEC headquarters since the electoral umpire conducted governorship elections in Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa states, respectively. The first was the Social Democratic Party's candidate in the Kogi election, Muritala Ajaka, protesting over the conduct of the polls. Now, the Labour Party candidate in Imo State. He is accusing the electoral umpire of working together with the state government to undermine the election.
Collation started very early that day, even while voting was going on. Uploading to the portal, to the IRF, started while even voting was taking place, was still ongoing. So how did that happen? That they should go to their back-end server and confirm the results they were about to announce, that they are not correct. So INEC refused to do that. That returning officer insisted, because you could see that he had an agenda. Meanwhile, Bayelsa, there was just 8 local governments. It took them 3 days to announce their state results. Imo State of 27 local governments, it took them 2 hours to announce the result. And the result was already uploaded, but by 10 a.m. of that day, they started uploading.
He said despite writing to INEC to collect the CTC of the results it has announced, the electoral umpire has refused to grant their request.
We wrote on Monday, we asked them, give us access to the same results that you claimed that we lost, that you declared. Up till today, as we speak here, we have not received permission to collect the CTCs of that election.
There are pictures, picture evidence showing some of those local governments where people didn't vote and results were brought. So that is the issue. There are places where election didn't hold and results were returned in many of those local governments.
Although the electoral umpire had promised to look into their issues, it still remains to be seen how this will pan out.
We have this now. We would like to assure you it will be attended to. It won't get to it will be attended to. We'll discuss it. It's your right. This
The candidate of the Labour Party had polled a total of 64,081 votes, coming third in the election, while PDP candidates scored 71,503 as a runner-up, just as the APC candidate had 540,308 and was declared winner. Marvelous reporting for News Central.
Well, now to further discuss this, I'm being joined by the National Youth Leader for the Labour Party, Kennedy Ahanotu. Thank you so much, Kennedy, for joining us on the news. Kennedy, I think your device is muted. Kennedy, can you confirm?
You're right. Thank you so much for having me.
Great. It's a pleasure to have you
Good
join
evening.
us. Good evening to you too, Kennedy. Now, your party candidate accused INEC of putting a hurdle in its road to seeking justice in the law court over who's the real winner of the election. Can you let us know how?
Well, you had the explanation, and I'm happy your correspondent was there on ground and saw what transpired today. The election was quickly and wrongly declared, but then we're not even talking about the declaration anymore. We are now, as they have sent us to court, because they couldn't review the result within the 7 days under them to review, that is INEC, and we are now left with the option of going to court. Then the same INEC that is supposed to help us as a referee in that election to have the necessary materials, including those materials they use in declaring such a vague result in Imo State. because everybody knows what transpired in Imo State. And then they have not been able to give us those informations. So we've written a letter. They are not attending to it. We've gone to follow up severally. They are not responding. And that is the level of impunity and rascality that is going on in this country. I don't know why INEC, like I said today, if they don't give us that information before the end of tomorrow, we will transform their name to becoming a dependent electoral selection commission, because it's unfair. You want us to go to court within 21 days, and more than 14 days have gone. You have not given us the materials needed to go to court. I mean, it's unfair. That means they have decided what they want to do, and they don't want us to go to court, because we have a very good case. There are local governments where election didn't hold. If you look at the IRF, some places, 2 accreditation, and you have more than 500 people that voted. So this is illegal. This is unacceptable. And my generation is the one that is feeling the impact of some of these injustices happening. Some of them that are in government today, at the age of 35, 40, they've become governors, they've become ministers, they've become everything. And now they are introducing something that is very strange to my generation. And we are going to resist it. It's unacceptable. Nigeria must be on path of progress, not on the path of backwardness. INEC should be responsible as an electoral umpire. They shouldn't take side. They should be able to give us these materials within 2 days, knowing fully well that we just have 21 days to prepare ourselves
but
to
Kennedy,
engage in the legal battle.
But Kennedy, your candidate claims that he won by a landslide victory. But the results that were released by INEC show that he came a distant third. So why do you think your candidate's claim is valid?
Number one, my candidate won that election, landslide, because Labour Party candidate is the only person that went around the 27 local governments of Imo State campaigning. And the people of Imo State were actually tired of the level of impunity, the level of insecurity, the level of poverty that is in Imo State. They are tired of being promised to take their children away from them to Europe. And they voted massively for Labour Party. What happened was that when you open the IRF, you agree with the Labour Party candidate how he massively won that election. But we believe that there are some certain things that we'll not say until we get to the court. But we'll prove it to Imo State people, and we'll prove it to Nigerians that the Labour Party won that election. As simple as that. There are so many things that we cannot be able to say for now until we engage them in the court.
Right. Now, Kennedy, why is it that this protest is coming over a week after the election? Why did it have to drag for that long before you guys came out to protest?
And that is why I have mentioned that this level of rascality is unacceptable. I mean, you have asked people willingly and easily tell people to go to court, and then you refuse to give them the instrument to go to court. And even the court, we request that you bring the INEC certified document. Then the same INEC that declared this result cannot provide those materials from ECX, all those materials they used to declare the result. In fact, sometimes it makes me to cry. I wonder if Nigeria has turned to Banana Republic. You know, these are processes that we went to. Even today in INEC headquarters, we were faced with all manner of security agencies, citizens in their own country, demanding their right from people working for them, from people that are being paid with taxpayers' money. And we came there, before you can say Jack, the whole places were flooded with police and DSS just to threaten citizens. This is not what a democracy is. Democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So we must continue to hold INEC responsible until they do the needful. They have to give us those CTCs. It's very, very important.
Right. Now, in the broader context, Kennedy, of Nigerians' democracy, what reforms or changes would you advocate for to enhance the integrity of the electoral process so that we don't have a repeat of this kind of situation?
Number one, I am saying it this night on this network that Mahmoud should honorably resign, and if he doesn't want to resign, he should be made to go. Number two, there is need for, in fact, it's very urgent. Electoral reform in Nigeria is something that we cannot overemphasize. In fact, we were clapping and applauding the 2022 Electoral Act that was passed by the former president. We were happy when this current INEC chairman went to Chatham House and promised the whole world that this election 2023 is going to be the best in Nigeria. Only for this election to take Nigeria 20 years backwards to what it used to be in the 1999s, 2000 and 2003, where ballot papers are being snatched, where people are being maimed, where people cannot come out to polling units to vote. So it is important that Nigerians, Senate and House of Representatives, even though that they look rubber stamp, it's important they continue to engage in this electoral reform. Those areas where the INEC chairman saw as a lacuna to run away from being indicted, from being captured in 2023, they should strengthen those areas. For example, you said that you upload real-time the electoral results from various polling units. And these polling units are what concerns the general public, the ordinary Nigerians. You didn't upload them, and you eventually said that you made a promise. Does it mean that a responsible organization will make a promise and they cannot fulfill it? Are they still responsible? No. So INEC, for me, as a person, is irresponsible for them to make promises openly in Chatham House, in London, everywhere, on Channels TV, on AIT, and they came to court to say that it was just a promise, that they must not fulfill it.
All right,
it's
Kennedy.
a height of insult to Nigerian citizens.
Kennedy Ahanotu, National Youth Leader for the Labour Party, thank you so much for your time with us on the news and for clarifying the issue as well. We appreciate your time with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.